The first time that you have that incident where that camera helps the driver is where you get buy-in from the drivers.
So I am here today with Chuck Palmer. He's with Waste Connections. Chuck, tell us a little bit about the company and what you do.
Manager IT operations applications. I'm primarily in charge of doing technology type environment on our rolling stock fleet and also working with our operations applications department for various aspects of what goes on with Waste Connections. We're the third largest waste hauler in North America. We started with ATI and Geotab in 2014. Started out with 35 trucks. We're now 18,000 strong with Geotab installs and growing every year. I would imagine that at the end of this year, our fleet will probably be about 22,000. And every day we're just moving along because we're an acquisitions growth type company, so it changes every day.
What is the biggest challenge you see facing the trucking industry and fleets overall?
I think, and from our perspective, it was the gathering and accuracy and the data accuracy of what you've got with regards to where your fleet is, the management of your fleet, how to keep track of it, how to bring data from the tip of the arrow, which is when the truck is operating, into the back office environment where you can analyze and get some results with regards to what's happening with the vehicle out on the road every day.
You've been doing this at some level for a while now. We've seen technology just change like crazy. What are some of the things you might be doing differently now than you did when you first started with doing this kind of work?
Well, now that we've installed the Geotab environment and we've been working with ATI, we're able to get a better handle on what we're doing information-wise, being able to get the reporting that we need to find out if we've missed calls, if we've been somewhere, if a driver has inadvertently caused an issue out on the road that we're not aware of. We're able to get all that analytical information in a quicker timeline than we've ever been able to do before.
And what does that, I guess, do for your company, for uptime, profits?
Well, let's take it from the perspective of some of the things that we've moved into with regards to using predictive analytics in maintenance. And we started using predictive analytics. We were introduced to that through ATI and Geotab. And being able to do things like that has kept our uptimes on the vehicle on the road, has saved us with regards to repairs, immediate and active notifications about engine failures that are about to happen. So where we can shut the vehicle down and not cause as much damage as would be possible in a vehicle with something that's happening. And that's been a large focus over the last 18 months on where we're going and what we're doing. I mean, we do the standard breadcrumb and see where we are and the timing and everything else, but we're starting to dive in a little bit more on being able to lower costs and by focusing on the maintenance area right now.
Are you actually able to, have a sense of when certain parts may fail? Are you bringing in things sort of proactively, or is it telling you this particular truck's having trouble?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it's doing. I mean, we're reading all of the signals that are coming either from the engine and for the body or whatever the case may be, and we're being able to analyze that and plan accordingly for what's going on. If we're constantly seeing the same faults coming through the system, then we can plan accordingly to get those parts replaced and get things set up. And we've benefited from that several times over the years.
Anything that has surprised you in what's come out of some of this data?
Yeah, we had a situation, and I've talked to people about this before, where we've had a situation where the analytics and the stuff that's come back and things like maintenance related to crashes that we've had have led to us finding out that there was a defect in a vehicle type setup where we've been able to work with the manufacturer and go back and address that. And that's the surprising stuff. Getting to that level of being able to see what was going on with the truck at the time and the parts is always something that's extremely intriguing.
What's something else that you've been doing with data and analytics and telematics.
Yeah.
Give me another example.
Well, since we're a safety-oriented company, it's our number one value with regards to what we do. We've been starting to go through a lot of the safety stuff with regards to what's happening. We were introduced last year with regards to some of the new tools that we have inside the Geotab environment, some of the accident reconstruction and analytical stuff and reporting that we've been given to and worked with ATI has allowed us to focus on what's going on from a safety perspective of the operation of the vehicle, what's going on with the vehicle at the time, and so on, and integrating some of the other third-party stuff that we've gotten from Marketplace into the Geotab environment.
Any particular driver coaching or telling what the drivers are doing?
Exactly. We rely heavily on driver coaching with regards to what happens. Every day our supervisory team is analyzing what's gone on the day before. They start with tailgates. You've got 22,000 employees. Start with a tailgate every morning, and they are already up to speed with regards to what has transpired the day before, or any of the notices that they've got, and go through the coaching process. And we monitor that quite heavily.
Are you using in-cam cameras?
We are.
It's been one of those things where at one point everybody believed that drivers were, I'm going to quit unless, if you put a camera in my truck. Have you seen attitudes change?
Absolutely. And where the attitudes change is when you turn around and you can clear or vindicate a driver based on what's going on with the camera, as opposed to them thinking it's God watching them with what's happening, and their privacy is being invaded. But the first time that you have that incident where that camera helps the driver is where you get buy-in from the drivers as to, hey, this is a good thing going forward.
I've noticed a lot of videos getting posted on social media, basically showing idiot people doing something in front of a truck, where the camera obviously proved what happened.
Well, in some of the rollouts that we do from a technology perspective, I've actually sat in a truck where I've watched people try and cut off a truck that's loaded with 8 to 9 tons worth of garbage, and we've got 3 feet to stop. So I understand where you're coming from with that.
So back to sort of a broad look at the industry, what's a trend that you think has been going on or is upcoming that is overhyped?
Personally, I think the one trend that I think is overhyped from my perspective is that while EVs are going to be a thing of the future, I don't think it's going to descend upon us as fast as everybody thinks, that everybody's going to automatically switch in the industry over to EV-based vehicles. I mean, there is a primary use, or a very good use for some of them, for short-term range, short range, and what we're doing in our industry. But I still think it needs to prove itself out, and I think it's going to be a longer term. And the reason why I'm like that is we 15 years ago jumped into the CNG world, and we were told that the CNG world was going to be the way of the future. Right. And we're still running diesel vehicles today with regards to what goes on with servicing in most of our fleets. I
remember that. So, is it going to be CNG or LNG?
Yeah, correct. So, and we made major investments with regards to that. While the investments have panned out for us in regards to what we do from a service perspective, it hasn't turned out to be that everybody's driving a CNG truck these days.
Right. Are you still running any?
Oh, we are. We still have fleets where we have contractual obligations to municipalities to run in a clean environment. And some of those municipalities don't understand the expense related to like an EV vehicle, and somewhat get shocked sometimes when they get the proposal from us to be able to do that, because there is a cost involved with it. And until the technology gets better, the cost comes down, and relative to everything that comes out early in adoption, I'm still a little skeptical as to how fast that will happen.
And one thing that seems like it has happened faster than a lot of us expected is artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence, and Neil said it today, I think is light years ahead of us. It's not just arriving, it's been here, and I don't think anybody expected it to exceed or so rapidly deploy the way that it is and being adopted. So I think there is going to be huge upside with regards to it, and I think we as people are playing catch up to get to where it is right now.
It is, yeah. So much tech, like the CNG and EVs,
Yeah.
it goes slower than we think, but
Yep.
this is the opposite.
Yeah.
So it's something we're talking about a lot here. So, well, great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. Always good to get a peek into fleet operations and how different fleets are challenging or addressing challenges.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.